Welcome back into the Playmakers. In spirit of the Masters closing this past weekend, we are going to talk golf, but Jayhawk golf. So guys, the season is coming to an end. NCAA tournament in sight in the road of this season. Let's look back at this season. The last time we talked about golf, I felt like there were some injuries, some struggles, but really, if you look over their season, it's been a pretty great season.
Yeah, they figured it out. They started out Ram Masters Invitational. Ben Willey got his first individual title. They got a second place finish, and that started a long streak of top 3 finishes.
It did. You go next. They went to the Badger Invitational. That was their first title of the season. Second top 3 finish, obviously, in a row, and then the Bayou City Intercollegiate, the third straight top 3 finish. Ben Willey took a third place finish, so they really golfed well then.
Ben Price has given 5. Second team title this season. Ben Willey shoots a 64, which is career low round. He's been on fire all season.
They really have, and it's continued. February, Chase Healer, their freshman from New Zealand, came on, and it's really ignited this team. They've been playing even better as of late, and they're really looking forward to the tournament.
Right, exactly. Okay, guys, so going into this tournament, let's talk about this team and some players that you guys are looking at.
Well, we're looking at Charlie Healer, as Kev talked about a little bit. He's a freshman coming in. He struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season, but he's figured it out. He's had 3 top 3 finishes and 3 top 5 finishes, so he's had a great start to the season. Really, he's played a lot of international golf before he came to KU, so that's really helped him as well. And Kev, you're looking at Connor Peck.
Yeah, I'm looking at Connor Peck. He is a senior on this team. He's been just a standout golfer all 4 years for Coach Bermel here at KU. This year, he's played in the same 10 events, 3 top 5 finishes like Healer, 7 top 10 finishes, and what impresses me the most, he's only 8 over par in all of his 10 tournaments. So he's really close to par. He's golfing well. They're going to propel this team forward.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, he is a senior, and I think both seniors on the team have really done a huge thing for this season, have really carried with not only their leadership, but their talent.
Yeah, and that's because they know what Coach Bermel wants. He's been here for 3 years. They've been here for 3 years. They know what he wants as a team, and they can relay that to the young guys on the team, like a Charlie here, like a Dan Hudson, like a Chase Hanna. They know what he wants, and they get it done.
Yeah, and we talk about senior leadership a lot on the show, but they really display it well. They go out, they golf well, and they can the younger guys like Charlie Healer can look up to them. And now he's up there too. So it's really just come down to their leadership in Coach Bermel's system.
Right, exactly. And we will, of course, have so much more for you guys once they enter into the Big 12. And we will have all that here on the Playmakers. Moving on to tennis, some notable results. As I had said in the beginning of this, it's kind of been a rocky season. We see them go through 3-4 wins against really impressive Big 12 teams, and then they go 3-4 losses. So what are you guys thinking about that?
Well, I think it's good that they're losing the matches, but I think it's even better that they come back after losing those matches. We saw they started the year winning 6 straight matches and they lost 2. But then after that, they win 3 straight, then they lose 2, win 4 straight. So I think it's just good that they can battle back from adversity. That shows you a lot, especially because this team is young, a lot of freshmen and sophomore. And if they can keep battling adversity, they can grow and mold into a very good team in 2 years.
Exactly. This is a young, really talented core of Smith Hinton and Summer Collins and Anastasia Raichagova and Nina Kamilnitska. They're all raw talent, really young. So you're going to have rocky patches in every season with a young team, but they've been able to come back, win after a loss. So they're really in a good position, I think. They even won a first ever match against Texas, which is really impressive. It's huge for the program. So they're right where they should be.
A whole list of a lot of first-time accolades for them this season as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, going into this weekend, let's talk about quick previews. What's going to happen?
Well, they're going to be on the road at Kansas State, and Kansas State not very good. They've only had 1 win in the Big 12, and that's to West Virginia, who is in last place and hasn't won any Big 12 matches. And in the last 7 matches, Kansas State only won 5 singles matches and 1 doubles match, so not a lot of wins for them as of late.
And here's a fun fact about this K-State team. None of them are over 6 feet, and none of them are from America.
Wow.
So just some interesting trivia from this Kansas State Wildcats tennis team.
Yeah. Quick question from me. I feel like this team, they do really well in doubles. And then sometimes some of our losses have come from you get into the singles and then it's either Smith or some of our top performers and they're in a battle back to back. What are you guys thinking going ahead, just looking at the Big 12 in this season? What does this team really need to do to straighten out their singles play?
Well, I do think that, playing doubles sets the tone early for the team. So, yeah, you take doubles point, that exudes a lot of confidence in the team. But I think, the singles player, especially first singles with Rychagova and second singles with Smith Hinton, they take it to 3 sets, and they just kind of have to battle through. They get down early. They usually lose that first set. We've seen a lot happen a lot this year. And it's really just that second set, they have to kind of get it going and get a feel for what they're going to do, battle back from that first set loss, because it seems like they lose a lot of confidence once they get down early.
Right. You talked a lot about confidence. That's a huge part. They get down and then they get in their heads. They get down and they need to.
They're really hard on themselves.
They are really hard on themselves. At the beginning of the season, we talked a lot about their energy, and as the season has progressed, we haven't seen as much energy as was at the beginning of the season. So what really needs to happen for this team, they need to keep that energy up. They need to stay positive. They can't get too happy and relax in the next set, but they can't get too down on themselves and get hurt either.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a hard medium to find. We at the Playmakers have definitely enjoyed following the tennis ladies. So we are definitely looking forward to seeing how this weekend hopefully fares well for them at K-State. Coming up next, something I personally am looking forward to only because I take every chance I can to laugh at these guys. Our new segment that Nick came up with is called Sports We Wish KU Had. And tonight, the boys will be talking about rifling. We'll be right back.